Gold prices hit a 3-week high Thursday. The yellow metal was supported by dovish comments on European Central Bank monetary policy by ECB President Mario Draghi, which in turn helped push the US dollar index to a new 10th-month low and helped gold in turn. Joining us today from the floor of the CME is Phil Streible of RJO Futures. Phil, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, looking at the numbers as we speak here, August Comex gold last up about $370 an ounce at $1245.70. Some are thinking that this slow and steady momentum that we've been seeing for gold is a good sign. How do you see it, Phil?
Oh, it looks fantastic from here. The chart pattern looks great. If you look at some of the key technicals here, this downward trend, it has completely kind of been washed out. We're seeing that turn around, and we're seeing some of the indicators, like if you look at the ADX, which measures the strength of the trend, it's came out of a strong downward trend to now it's a strengthening upward trend. You look at the MACD and the stochastics, MACD's crossed back over to the upside. The stochastics are starting to push into the overbought territory, but as long as the ADX, the measuring the strength of that trend, is pushing upwards, you're going to see that chart pattern continue to rise. With us pushing on up to about, some of these key moving averages, we should start to see the trend following funds jump on board on that and try and ride it up on higher.
So, Phil, that said, is 1,300 gold back on the table?
1,300 has been my target for I don't know how long now. It's an upward target here. I think that the Fed will ultimately disappoint on this next interest rate hike. I think that the focus is going to be on that balance sheet reduction. But 1,300, it seems like something with that psychological number is key. And anytime we get anywhere close to that, it's like someone wakes up and says, "Hey, we're too close to 1,300." Starts selling, a ridiculous amount. So it could be a central bank, someone who needs to raise key assets, something like a Venezuela, someone who's going to take money out of, a non-performing asset, go into like something like oil.
And that's a really good point you bring up because it's so true. We've come so close to 1,300 to just be disappointed. So that is really true, Phil. Let's look at silver here, also doing well. We're at around 1635 right now. How's silver set up?
Yeah, silver, that looks fantastic as well. I like the $16.50, $17 call spreads going out to December. I think it's got good risk to reward ratio. When silver was down, closing in on, into the 15s, we were looking at selling put options in the 14s. So anyone who kind of picked up that type of trade is doing real well on it. I think that silver prices ultimately start to gain momentum on gold, and you see that gold-silver ratio really collapse quite a bit.
Phil Streible from the floor of the CME, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thanks for watching this edition of Kitco's Gold Report. We'll be back tomorrow.